Anyone here wanted to or wants to join the military? So, Abhi, somebody, huh? Okay. Anybody? A young woman? Come on and stand here. I'm going to introduce you to two incredible women. I'll call you up. You just wait here. I'm going to tell a little story to the audience. So, when I was about 26 years old, I fought with my then organization, NDTV, to go and report a war from the front line between India and Pakistan. This was 1999. It was the Kargil War. Many of you have heard of Vikram Batra. That was my interview at the front line. When he said, "Ye dil mange more," he said it because I asked him, because he was 24, I was 26, and I was trying to understand the relationship between courage and vulnerability. And I said, "Aapko dar nahi lagta? You're walking into possible death." And he threw his head back and he laughed, and he had this brilliant smile that went up to his eyes, and he had these twinkly eyes. And he said, "Dar, ye dil mange more." And from that moment, I was already a journalist, but it became a lifelong love affair with the Indian military. And the best compliment I ever received is the other day I met a Vice Admiral of the Navy Chief, and a friend introduced me to him and said, "She's not a Fauji brat, but she's like a Fauji brat." And he said, "She's not a Fauji brat, she's a Fauji." And I just loved that. And anyone here who's from a Fauji family knows exactly what I mean. So before I introduce, these are really the most special women to me today, because I have grown up reporting on the military at a time when women weren't allowed into most of these roles. And the last decade has been a decade of transformation. In 1999, I could only report on the front line in an all-male zone. Today, these spaces are not all-male spaces. They are, in fact, being led by women. Republic Day parades, naval submarines, fighter jets, border postings. You name it, and it's there. I'm just dying to introduce now, opening the doors for women's dreams and arms in the women. I want to welcome today Colonel Preeti Kanwar and Major Bhumika Rathore. Such an honor. I didn't even have to do anything. There it is. It's incredible. Look at this. Keep standing, keep standing. I think we can keep standing for them because it's lovely. Okay, come. What's incredible to watch is that you see a woman, there was a time when we were young girls and we used to think the incredibly bishy person was a guy in uniform. The man in uniform was considered the dreamboat. But now I have to say my crushes are all for women in uniform. They're amazing. They're just amazing. You walk in and everybody feels such a surge of pride. It is such an honor. It is an absolute honor to have you with us. And I have to say sorry, I haven't been able to look after you all morning because I've just been on stage. So thank you for being such good sports. And thank you so much for being here.
Firstly, thank you for inviting us over, because this is such an amazing platform to connect with not just women, but especially the younger generation, the future of the nation, and to give such a platform to the various women who are doing well in their respective fields, and to connect with young minds and to inspire them. It is amazing, and it is an opportunity for us also to connect with them. So thank you very much. And we have been very well looked after by your team. And we appreciate the effort which was put in. So thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. Now, I have a young girl standing here who wants to join the military. But before I call her up, I want to ask both of you, when did you know that you wanted to be a soldier or someone or something in the military? And what was that moment? I'll start with you, ma'am.
So When did I know? I guess I was 3 when I knew that I
3?
wanted to don the
3?
uniform. Yes, 3.
I don't even remember what I thought when I was 3.
So I come from a family which has served 3 generations in the uniform.
Wow.
Both my grandfathers. My maternal grandfather is also a martyr of 1965. His name is there on the National War Memorial.
Wow.
So that was one.
My
He's
mother
been-
reported that war, so that's incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And after that, the next generation to don the uniform was my father. And he's been an army officer. He's retired now. So he was a major inspiration. And now I'm the 3rd generation in my family to serve the nation in uniform. So I was 3 when I knew that I wanted to don the uniform.
What about you, ma'am?
I would say it's the same legacy that I'm carrying ahead because my father was also in the army. I'm a 2nd generation officer. My father served in 3 mechanized infantry. And it is when he passed away, I decided that I'll also fit in his shoe. And I always looked up to him, and the uniform always inspired me. So then I wanted to move back to army and then be what he was. So
Yeah.
that was my reason.
How did your families respond? You know, because there was a time, I mean, you know, when I was a young reporter in 1999, there were so many spaces that weren't open for women. Today you have the NDA open for women. You have, you know, women are flying fighter jets, women are landing on warships, women are at border posts. And we've seen amazing images that are playing even as we speak to you of both of you, you know, whether it's the shooting range or Siachen or mountaineering or border post things, you've done it all. How did your families react, ma'am?
So as far as my family is concerned, it was no surprise to them.
Because Fauji family?
Because of the Fauji family, and because I have also so vociferous in my intent on joining.
Would you kind of dress up as a child in your dad's
Yeah,
uniform?
my father's shoes, you say, you know, trying to fit into your father's shoes.
Yeah.
So his military boots, his military jackets, his caps and his hats. I used to try it all as a child, and they knew. And even after I finished with my bachelor's in science and bachelor's in information technology, it was always very clear to my family that I wanted to join the forces. And they have been supportive throughout of my decision. So yeah, so the families have reacted absolutely normally. And even after I got my commissioning, wherever I've been posted to, the length and the breadth of the country in various field locations, or whether it was peacekeeping in the United Nations, they have been okay with it.
You've served in Lebanon.
I've served in the Democratic Republic of Congo in the
Congo.
MONUSCO mission. I
Right.
was in one of the provinces of Congo, that is the Ituri province.
As part of the UN peacekeeping corps.
As part of the UN peacekeeping force. So whatever postings were there, whatever field locations were there, the family has been supportive, and kind of it's normal. It's the par for them.
But you
par for
know,
the course.
whether you're a man or a woman, the jobs that you do in public service, they come with a risk. You know, I remember meeting a young captain at the Kargil war front, and I said to him, I was again asking all these young men about fear, and Vikram Batra, Sher Shah, he of course said, ye dil mange more, but this other young captain, Vishal Thapa, he said, I have been trained all my life for this moment. If I feel fear in this moment, it means my entire life has failed. Yet, courage is not the absence of fear. Everybody has human attachments. You know, you have families, you have children, you have partners. How do you manage fear, ma'am?
Actually, we're not managing fear. We have been trained all the life to actually take it on.
Take
And
on the fear. Just
yes.
look at it in this.
And more than that, I would say it is more of an honor for us to be there and represent our unit or our Paltan there. We take it like that. It's our pride. It's our job. That's what we are meant to do. And then we have got an opportunity, so we'll show them that yes, we are worth it.
While this has been a decade of transformation, the change is coming at the officer level. The Paltans are still, the Jawans are men. Is there a problem or a challenge with female authority? Like how do they, like I remember interviewing a soldier who said, they call me sir, or they call me madam sir. And is there a confusion, or is that a thing of the past, Colonel?
So It's a decade of transformation for Indian Army on various fronts,
Yeah.
be it the organization or be it the absorption of technology and the new weapon systems coming in. We just tested a new missile,
Yeah.
the DRDO did. So, but it's also been a decade of transformation for the Indian society.
Yeah.
And the Indian Army draws its intake from the Indian society. There is no issue. The men or the soldiers, I will say,
Yeah.
respond to the uniform. They do not respond to the gender. They do not respond to the gender. They respond to the uniform. So there are no issues. And I'm reminded of a saying by Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. It says that if the men know and you know your job, then there are no issues with leadership. So you have to know your job, you have to be professional at it. If you're good at it, there is no gender involved. And as it is in the Indian Army, it's a gender-neutral organization. It works on the uniform. So that's there.
What has been the toughest, I know no operational details at all, but in terms of mountains, shooting ranges, mental training, probably the toughest. What has been the toughest thing you've done so far?
Well, I would say in Army, I've got an opportunity to do shooting. They have given me an opportunity to become a mountaineer since I did 2 peaks.
Yeah.
So-
Tell them that story. It's an amazing story.
Okay, so I did Mount Bhagirathi too, and I did Mount Momustang Kangdi, which is
And the
somewhere in
heights are?
6,500 something meters. 6512 is Mount Bhagirathi to be precise. And it was quite challenging. But then the kind of opportunity that has come into my way would have never happened. And I wouldn't have known my own limits if I wouldn't have tested them. So that is what I feel that Army has given me today. And I'm proud to say that, okay, with so many things, I wouldn't have ever done this. I wouldn't have ever thought of myself doing all these things outside. But with Army, I have actually tested myself in so many ways and proved that, okay, I'm also fit for this. I can do this. I have tested my own limits.
So it's given you, in a way, limitless confidence.
Yes, true.
Colonel, what's the toughest thing you've done? Firstly, you look so tough that I don't think you're scared of anything. I mean this in the best possible way, by the way, as a compliment of the
So-
highest order to both of you.
Thank you for the compliment. And while we were talking about fear, so the saying goes that courage is not the absence of fear, it's the mastery of fear.
Correct.
And that mastery of fear is what you are trained for. Because it is human nature to feel wary or to feel fear when you are in uncertain times or
Yeah.
situations or circumstances, but the Army trains you to handle anything which is thrown your way.
By what? There's a larger cause, a larger purpose, a larger passion.
The larger cause is to serve the nation, there is no doubt. Anyone and everyone who dons the uniform is drawn to it as a calling. It's not a job.
That's right.
It's not a career, it's not a job, it's a calling. And to serve your nation, to guard its borders, to serve it in whatever manner, wherever the Army sends you, that is the cause, that is the calling. And the toughest job, so what may seem tough to someone who's not donned the uniform is a routine day for all of us, whether
Like,
it is
for example,
Like
I spend my life reporting on you all, so I have some sense, but they may not. So do tell them.
So, for example, if you are posted in a location where the location is only served by a chopper, say twice a week, the food, the water, basic medicines go to such places only by air, or
Yeah.
they are airdropped
Yeah.
in peacekeeping.
Yeah.
So that would be considered as tough, but it is a routine matter for anyone who's done a US peacekeeping tenure. So handling dangerous explosives, it's part of your job. And doing it in locations which are several thousand feet in height, in high altitudes, that is part of the job.
Tough to
So,
breathe,
tough to
freezing
breathe.
cold.
Yes, you have to be acclimatized for all these heights and locations. So it may sound tough, but the Army trains you for that, and it is part of your routine things that you do.
Now, Colonel Kanwar, your baby boy is here. Where is he?
Yes, yes, my son is here with
Can
me.
we call him up?
Yeah, he feels
Where are you?
comfortable.
Where is he?
He's there.
Hello, don't fall. Hello. How about a salute? Okay, come. Hi.
Hello,
And what's your name?
Avyansh,
And how old are you?
8 years old.
And what do you know about what your mom does?
She is in the army. She serves the nation.
Are you proud of her?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to join the military too?
Yes.
Okay. We're just going to allow him that little moment with his mom there.
Yeah, he's fascinated by flying, and we earlier had
The pilots on.
pilots here. So he went up and walked up to them, and he asked that I want to learn how to fly.
He did?
So, yes,
Oh,
yes, he
how
did that.
nice.
So, yeah, so
These
that
are the
is one.
moments we live for at this festival.
Yes, absolutely.
When you have to leave him for long periods, and I would ask the same question of a father. I find it very unfair that we put women on the mat, but these are real questions. When you have to leave him or when you have to leave your family, how do you make the adjustment in compartmentalizing those spaces? He's not even listening to you, by the way.
He's fascinated by the stage. So I do it the way every other working woman in the world does.
Yeah.
One, yes, the training of the army helps because you've trained your mind to look into situations, uncertainties, and other aspects. But I do it the way any other working woman would do it, with the support of my family,
Yeah.
my parents, my in-laws, my husband, and
Is your husband in the military, if I may ask?
yes,
Okay.
my husband.
So
is also
does that
present.
make it easier to understand each other's
It
professions?
does, because
Yeah.
if I have to go somewhere in the middle of the night, or if it is moved to a location where families are not to be taken along, everybody in my family background understands that, and they're all very supportive of it. And I must say that this young man is very, 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 very adaptive and very, very supportive. It will be, he never throws a tantrum or goes,
I mean, he looks
"Why are
just
you
like
leaving
you
me
to
alone?"
start with. You look exactly like your mom.
So, yeah, so I guess the military children are raised that way because of the
Yeah.
organization, and that's also one of the huge things about the army.
But it's also because, if I may build on that, Major, it is also because the Forge is a family. You know, I really believe, though I'm not from a military family, but I feel like I'm part of the family. I really believe that people have to see that world and experience it to understand it. It is it's like your Paltan is your everything. Yes. But to talk about the same question I asked Colonel, is it tough to compartmentalize family? And I don't know if you're a parent. Are you a parent? No. You're not a parent, but there's still family at home. How do you wrestle with that?
Well, as ma'am has already brought out, it's a challenge for every working person, and it remains the same, whether you're in uniform or otherwise. You have to manage and balance out things. But I think army itself is a family. Even if you're away, your unit or Paltan, they take care of you. They take care of your family also, who is separated in whichever manner. Either if you are also serving in a field station and your family is staying somewhere in a peace station, they take care of your family. So that way, army is a fraternity which gives you a wholesome package wherein you are taken care of to do your duty in line, and your family is also taken care of.
Before I open it up to young girls whose dream is also to join the military, I want to ask you, Colonel, you called this a decade of transformation, and you said societal change was accompanied by changes in the military. Do you think that this is just the beginning? Like, there's just going to be so much more that's going to happen as society changes? Because what do you feel when you see a woman soldier leading the Republic Day parade, when you see a woman flying a fighter jet, when you see, there's now talk of combat roles. I mean, everything is opening up. The NDA, which was such an all-male zone, is open. What does that make you feel today?
Well, it makes me feel incredibly proud that as a nation, we have progressed by leaps and bounds in giving opportunities to women on equal platform. I've had the opportunity to interact with the representatives of various nations while I was in peacekeeping, and also during my interaction in my technical roles in various panels. And whenever I go and interact there, the kind of opportunities which are being given in the defense forces to the women, they are quite large
Yeah.
quantum. And for example, in handling of ammunition and technical aspects in the Indian Army, we actually have the lead, because every woman who gets commissioned into the Corps of Ordnance, which is my corps, gets a chance to be trained as an ammunition technical officer. So this is a huge thing which most other nations have only selective roles for the women in this. So we are growing by leaps and bounds, and sky is the limit as far as I'm concerned.
Or
for
the sky
women
is
in
also
future.
not the limit.
Sky is also not the limit. That's very true. So
Major
that way.
Bhumika, you're a mountaineer, you're a shooter. Tell us about the shooting. How did that become such a big part of what you trained to do? I know all of you are trained, but you have a core passion for it.
Yes, actually, in Army, yes, everyone has to be trained into shooting. But what I pursued later was 10-meter air rifle shooting, which is too much of precision, which requires that level of focused training. And Army gave me an opportunity to pursue the same. And we did a lot of trainings for the same. It was not a one-day effort. It has actually taken me 6 months to have developed that talent, and then represented at AMU. And then finally, it was such a close battle. You know, it goes till points when you're actually fighting over there and competing on the tournament. And it was by 0.1 that I won my gold medal for Northern Command. It was such a proud moment for me.
Wow.
And the GOCNC Northern Command also congratulated me and awarded me the commendation card.
Fabulous.
Our entire team did exceedingly well. And Barkha, to your previous question also, I am an instructor at NDA presently.
You're an instructor.
Yeah. And I'm so very proud to be an instructor to the female cadets. When I see them, I actually go through my own journey of training.
Yeah.
And now that I see all 99 of them that are there,
Yeah.
I feel, okay, these are the people, next generation, they are going to join the army. Now there'll be so many more women in the army who's going to represent us all there. And it is so good to see the young energy in them. And they are nowhere behind the male cadets, if I'd say. They are just equal in energy, in terms of training. They are equally there.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to
It
bring
must be
out.
such an emotional moment. You know, you two walked on stage and I was feeling that emotion. So as an instructor at the NDA, that has only just opened its doors to women. For you to be an instructor there, I have goosebumps.
Yes, when I address them, and next, after 6 months, we'll have the first course of female cadets passing
The
out of
first
NDA.
one.
The first batch. And I will be there. I'll be extremely proud to be hosting their POP for them. And when they'll be, again, I'm so attached to each one of them that when they'll move out,
Yeah.
I'll be having certain amount of tears in my eyes.
Yes.
I'm so associated with each of my
Yes.
cadets.
Lovely. Now I want to call the young girl up on stage who wants to join the military. Come on up. Come on up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, you can come here. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Palak.
How old are you?
I am 16 years old.
Okay. Are you scared of us?
No,
Okay, don't be shy then. Tell me, you raised your hand when I said any girls here who want to join the military, right? So why do you want to become like Colonel Preeti and Major Bhumika?
because I tell my story.
Yeah.
In my shop, my father friends comes, and he told us, my father, that that he wants a government job. So he's at BSc trying border security force for.
BSF.
Yes.
Okay.
So
आप ये बताओ आपको क्यों करना है? फादर की स्टोरी हम कभी और सुनेंगे. आपको कब क्यों करना है फौज ज्वाइन?
because it feels me very proud that for India, for our family, for so much people, that she is securing our country.
You can shake her hand. You want to shake her hand? Oh,
You'll be very, very proud. If you want to join, you must train hard for it. And I'm very sure with your enthusiasm and your conviction to join, you'll be very welcome to don the uniform.
Meet Major also.
Congratulations, and you must join the, please. Thank you, ma'am. Join the NDA and see me there. I'll be there.
Okay, come on. Anyone else who has dreams of the military, who comes from a military family, who understands, ma'am, please sit, who understands what a transformational change, these moments are about. I know I'm seeing some hands at the back, but you've got to help me come forward because I can't actually see you. Okay. In the meantime, what would you say to young girls? Because, we always talk about how the military, as you said, is not a job. It's a passion, it's a calling, it's not a career. But today, there is the lure of corporate high salaries, an easier life. The forge is an act of love to your country and that higher calling that you spoke of. What would you say to young people? Why would they consider a life in the army? We all love the army. But for those who don't know anything about the army, what would both of you say, especially to young girls?
Okay, so the army is an adventure, that's true. But it's also an opportunity to grow in your respective fields that you're interested in. So AI, trust me, whether it is drones, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is missile technology, whether it is the latest when it comes to robotics, the army has transformed and we have fields and domains for all of these as well.
And how did you train and adapt for all of these new evolving sciences?
We have specified tailored courses in each of these fields. There are various opportunities for the army officers to train and grow in their respective fields and to also get certified and get their courses. So you can get a master's in technology in any of these fields if you join. So it's not just about the adventure, it's also about being at the cutting edge of technology as well. And the lure of corporate, well, no other calling will give you an opportunity to climb mountains one day, go river rafting the next, go for shooting maybe sometime else, then go and probably go for a UN peacekeeping mission, and then sit in the lab and work on quantum computing. Wow. It's all possible in the Indian Army, trust me. So please come and join and live a life less ordinary.
Major.
Well, the tagline for Indian Army says, and that is what it is, that you live a life less ordinary, okay? In the army, you get to do each and every adventure that you would have ever thought of, whether it be shooting, or whether it be mountaineering, or parasailing. You can do each and everything from scuba diving. Each and every adventure is there for you. And in addition to that, we have technical arms wherein you can pursue your career, you can pursue and go ahead with your niche technology, and all those aspects and avenues are also equally available. I can say it for myself, since I belong to a technical arm, which is Corps of Signals.
Yeah.
We are moving ahead so much leaps and bounds with technology, with the NFS network coming in, with OFC technology coming in. And the Indian Army does give you avenues to pursue your MTech and your post-graduation degrees also. So those avenues are also open, along with all the adventure that you have it within this package.
What did both of you study, like before you became a soldier? What did you study? Were you all science subjects, I think?
So I have a bachelor's in science in information technology, and I also have a bachelor's of science in industrial microbiology.
Wow.
This is before I joined.
Wow.
And after I joined the army, I've done my master's of science in munitions technology from the Indian Army. So
Wow.
like I said, you can do all these things while working in the army, and I've had the opportunity to put to use during my profession my IT knowledge as well and my Bachelor's of Science and while pursuing the munitions technology. So yeah, it's a package.
Major Bhumika.
And I would like to say, being in the uniform, I'm also an engineer. I've done my engineering in IT. And while being in the army, I'm also pursuing my MTech. So I've done 1 year of MTech as well.
Fabulous. Okay, we had a young girl who wanted to come up on stage. Come on up. Come on up. So,
Hello.
you had a question. Tell us your name.
No, I didn't have the question.
Huh.
I wanted to serve the army. I gave NDA, but I could not pass that exam. So after my graduation, I'm planning to give CDS, and hopefully I'll see you someday in the uniform as well.
Definitely, it would be a pleasure. Please keep trying. And the tagline that the Army has is that you never give up. So keep trying, and I'm sure that.
Can
we'll
I
see
ask you
soon.
why you thought of joining the military?
My maternal grandfather, my mother's father, he served the army, and it was my mother's dream that one of her daughter or son, but we are 3 siblings, all of us are daughters. So it was her dream that to see us in the uniform. So that is there, and it was also my dream to serve the country. So yeah.
I hope your dream comes true. Thank you very much. Yes, of course you can meet them. Of course you can. And can we please have the next HER Awards? If we can have the awards come up. I will, in the meantime, take one last question from somebody if anyone has a question, a comment. Yeah, just as soon as the awards are ready, they're there, okay? Officers, if I can ask you to stand here. And hello, my friend. Can I ask you to take your seat now? Can I? Thank you. Can we, come back up. Can we give him a round of applause? Now, the thing that makes this festival what it is that A, no woman is ordinary, no man is ordinary. Everybody has a special story. And across generations, we hope to make connections. As we honor our wonderful women in uniform, I want to actually welcome to the stage in a moment somebody who has emerged as the star of this year. And I think for many more years to come. And I think that this meshing of different professions, different stardoms, heroines here and a heroine behind the door, whom I'm about to introduce, is what makes We the Women, We the Women. Before I call her on, who's my next guest, anybody? Okay, you have to be so loud that even the colonels get scared. Colonel and major get scared. Okay, so at the count of 3, 2, 1. Let's put our hands together for Ananya Pandey to walk through the door. I want you first to meet with Colonel Preeti Kanwar, Major Bhumika, Ananya. If I can ask you to do the honors. Ma'am, please. This side, this side. Ma'am. We Major Bhumika. And ma'am here. Ma'am, come on. And then for Colonel Preeti. And can we have everybody here for a photograph? Yes. Now, isn't this an incredible cross-generational moment? It's wonderful to see because every woman has a story of achievement. Young, my age, older, no one's old here. You're just young, older, and then oldest, right? And Ananya, you missed this incredible conversation with Colonel Preeti Kanwar and Major Bhumika, but we were talking about how many strides women are making in the Indian military. If you just want to say something about your award, did you watch Ananya's?
No, I have watched you. And it gives me an immense pride moment to share a stage with you. I'm sure we are from a different careers, but I'm so happy to be here because I'm getting to see so many people from so many different genres. that all are doing their job in their bit, where they are. And it's good to see so much of positive energy here.
Fabulous. Ma'am? Let's come closer together.
Thank you very much for the award. It was an honor to get it from someone who is also a pioneer and trendsetter in her own way. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Would like to just
Hello, hi everyone. I'm honestly really overwhelmed right now. No, but thank you so much. I'm so sad to have missed the conversation, but I'm going to catch it on Mojo's story back at home.
Of course we can. Wait,
Yes.
let's all take a mic and do that. Here you go.
Okay, can we all say Jai Hind once? In the equal tone that we had just the cheering right now. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1 मैं करती हूँ. 3, 2, 1.
Jai Hind!
Thank you so much.
Jai
Thank
Hind.
you so
Thank
much.
You. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Major. Don't go anywhere.